love him.
It is real hair. Yes, ma'am. It's real hair. Real beard. Everything.
Everybody looks so good. Look at all the pajamas. That's so great. I wore my pajamas too. How are you all?
Oh, Lily out.
Hi, Lily.
Good. Every time. He knows me. He knows me.
This year is on for Santa. Because we're all good boys and girls, aren't we? Yeah.
Everybody still on the good list?
Right, Santa, they're all yours.
They're all mine.
All yours.
Goodness, I needed some new elves. Can any of you wiggle your ears? No, all by yourself. All the elves can wiggle their ears. And you know, Santa's the biggest and the oldest elf. You watch. You watch. You ready? I even got my elf socks on tonight. I'd be tight if they were tight. Does anybody know what my favorite vegetable is?
Cookie!
Not a vegetable. Everybody say it. Broccoli!
That's Lily's
Every
favorite
time I
too.
say that, the grown-ups laugh. I wonder why. Who likes broccoli? Wow. Pretty good job.
Hey.
Moms and dads making note of all those that like broccoli.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple of stories we're going to read tonight, and they got some things you can do, some arts and crafts kind of stuff. Well, we're going to do that, and we're going to go over to the other side, and everybody's going to get a chance to take some pictures of Santa Claus. Yes. How many people live someplace, or they're going to be going someplace for Christmas that doesn't have a chimney? You're going someplace, you're going to Disney World, or going to visit somebody at the beach, and they don't have a chimney. I used to get a lot of letters from the kids, and they say, we're going to visit my granddad down at the beach, and he lives on the 10th floor, and he doesn't have a chimney. Now, how are you going to get my Christmas presents to him? One little girl made her granddaddy put the Christmas tree out on the balcony. Well, that was a tough climb that night. So the elves made this key for me. And it's got my face on the front. It's got my hat on the back. I only wear a hat when I'm outside. And on Christmas Eve, this gold key will open any door anywhere in the world. Okay? So, wherever you are, I'll always be able to get in to make sure that you get the So, and I've always got the key with me, so if you see me during the summertime, you just make sure to ask me, where's the key? I'll show it to you. All right. We're going to start with the Polar Express. That's my favorite story. How many of you seen the movie? Good show. That's a great movie.
No, she's seen parts of it. She got bored with it.
Oh, great. This is a really, really neat story, and we're going to read this one. And then we're going to read another one. Miss Barbara's going to help me read another one. We're going to do a poem that's going to be kind of cute. I think you like it. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. Did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound, the sound of a friend that told me I'd never hear, the ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds though not of ringing bells. From outside came the sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. He got up on his hands and knees on his bed to look out the window. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest and looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and bathrobe. I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. "All aboard!" the conductor cried out. I ran up to him. "Well," he said, "are you coming?" "Where?" I asked. "Why, to the North Pole, of course," was his answer. "This is the Polar Express." I took his outstretched hand and he pulled me aboard. Can you imagine looking out your bedroom window and seeing a train in the street? Wow. How cool would that be? The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns, just like you guys. We sang Christmas carols and ate candy with centers as white as snow. We drank hot cocoa as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars.
Yum.
Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward toward the North Pole. The chefs, they got hot cocoa and cookies. Soon there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests where lean wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. Just imagine, has anybody ever ridden a train? We climbed the mountain so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon. But the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. Up and down through the mountains. Yeah. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. There, said the conductor, is the North Pole. I've been to the North Pole. It's really cool.
That's your house.
I know. I go back there every year. The North Pole, it was a huge city standing at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. They're gathering at the center of the city, the conductor told us. That is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. Who receives the first gift? We all asked. The conductor answered, he will choose one of you. Look, shouted one of the children, the elves. Outside we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl. So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no farther, we stopped, and the conductor led us outside. Look at all the elves in the street.
They're moving forward now.
Hundreds of elves.
Trying to get Lily.
They're everywhere.
See? Tanya, boy, boy.
We passed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer decided to dance in pace, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart